Yeah, I know we lost touch, but I'm still here. We were young, we were kids, it was something rare. I told you everything, but when it all burned down and you were left with nothing, did you question God or did you see it coming? Come on, oh come on, yeah. When it all burned down and you lost my number, or you couldn't even call, didn't know if you recovered or not. Come on. When it all burned down and you were left with nothing, did you question God or did you see it coming? Come on, come on. You were someone I trusted with all my heart. Always understood where I was coming from. You cared about me. But when it all burned down and you lost my number, or you couldn't even call, didn't know if you recovered or not. Come on, come on. When it all burned down and you were left with nothing, did you question God or did you see it coming? Come on, and I didn't know if I would see you again. Oh, did I lose you? I think I might have lost you. But when it all burned down and you were left with nothing, did you question God or did you see it coming? Come on.
So I've got the timing chain replaced and I'm ready to put the cams back in. But just to be clear, since I struggled so much, you need this cover on to time the engine. The little notch right there on the cover is supposed to line up with the line right after the T. That's how you time it. I was looking for it on that gear itself or inside behind and in there, but no, it's on this cover. So if anyone's confused, I hope that clarifies it, because I spent way too long struggling with that. Got this cover cleaned up, ready for some RTV, and I also got the rest of this back together, and it's in time, so it should be ready to throw it back together and then eventually put it back in the bike. Also got the forks off because I need to redo the seals on them since I blew one of them. So I got the engine back together. It's looking pretty nice. I've got the RTV setting. These gaskets do seem fine, and it'll be ready to be put back into the bike soon, but I'm gonna wait until tomorrow since it's freezing right now and this building is not insulated.
I didn't wanna see you when you came home, 'cause you always try to hurt me and that's so low. When I talk to you about it, you're in defense mode. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. How can we work on ourselves say no. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. I'll never go on like this, so don't you think you got me up yet? I can't seem to deal with this. You try so hard to pull me in. I'll never go on like this, so don't you.
Also, while the bike's apart, and since I blew the seals, I'm replacing them on both of these. In case anyone is doing this, what might be different from other inverted style shocks is there's actually a bolt on the bottom of the shock here that holds this inner tube in instead of like a nut up here to separate these. So that's how you get this shaft out. Otherwise, yeah, normal procedure. Clamping that to the fork to break this nut loose. And then once you get that loose, you can take it all out, spin this off from the outer casing, take that bolt off, and it all comes apart. And then you can take apart the internal seals just like you normally would on any other inverted shock.
I can't seem to deal with this. You try so hard to pull me in.
I can't deal with no more lies. She got me hooked up. Well, she pulling me in like a black hole, trapped in a grip and I can't break. Out of control and I can't feel my soul and my heart and my damn face. Cause I ain't be nothing without her. A king with no queen and no damn king.
So I just got the wiring harness laid down. I had to get the air box on just so I could get a reference point because honestly, I did not remember how it went. And this helped a lot knowing that the ECU is on top and part of the harness would go back around and under. Because it was mainly this part that was confusing me on especially how this would go, because this part is mounted to this fairing mount. And then there's also this. So this like plus section, I had no idea where it went. And the main reason I was confused is because it lines up with part of the airbox. So I got it all laid down. Only unplugged thing right now is actually the fuel tank, which is over there. So I'm gonna get that in and hopefully the bike will start. Well, I'm excited and scared. I got the gas tank on. Everything seems to be going good, which is kind of scary because I feel like I messed something up because it's going so smooth. I'm going to hook up the battery and then we'll see if it starts. It probably won't initially because the fuel lines, all the gas in it's either leaked out or evaporated. So it will need to reprime possibly a few times. How much of this is going to catch on fire? Oh! So good news is the bike runs. Bad news is I'm still hearing a ticking from the motor. And now there's also a coolant leak coming from inside the motor where it actually connects into the head. So I've got more work to do on this. All right, so I've looked into it and I've taken this cover back off to inspect the noise. I've actually got the clutches over there with the cover. And from what I found, that noise is actually apparently a common problem with just CBRs in general. All this oil chain, tons of slack. I don't know exactly now how I'm gonna fix that on if I need new chain, sprocket, or both sprockets and oil pump. But I'm gonna look into that and try and fix it, and then the bike should be ready to rip. I ended up making this manual chain tensioner since I didn't like the price of ones I found online and I was too impatient. It works great. Had a hard time trying to figure out how to tune it because the exhaust now also has a small leak and it sounds the same as the chain ticking. Only other thing I need to fix before I can ride it is this is the connector for the kickstand switch. But I'm gonna bypass this because even with the kickstand down before I cut the wire, it was still tripping the ignition and killing the ignition. Because this connector is actually corroded on the inside, so I'll probably just splice those wires together. All right, so it's been a few days since I put this together. I've actually got a new camera over there that I'm gonna try using, so maybe we can get some better footage. I'm gonna try using this with the better camera, and then the old camera I'm just gonna use as an action shot lower down. But right now I'm changing the air filter. Out with the old, for some reason it's wet, and that's the main reason. Just decided to eat a hole in the filter. And in with a brand new one. All right, I got everything set up on the bike. The air filter was kind of a pain to get in because it was slightly off in size, but I got the cameras on, they're ready to roll. And then I also modified this helmet. These are old headphones I had from when I was in high school. So I cut them up, modified them, and have the electronics in there, so they should act as a headset.